Welcome to Big Ramethus Adventure. Today is day 7 of our Alaska road trip. We have actually been up for more than 8 hours now, almost 8.5 hours. We woke up at 4 a.m. to catch the sunrise at Lake Louise, and it was pretty awesome. We did good. We beat the crowds. So there was hardly anybody there. We did accidentally park in the commercial vehicle parking, but at that time in the morning, it didn't really matter. And luckily, Randy and the kids went back to the truck before 7 a.m. when they were getting ready to set things up for commercial vehicles there, and was able to move the truck in time before we got a ticket or anything, but still got great parking once we moved to the right place. There was a decent number of people there in the morning for sunrise. It didn't get really busy until we were starting to leave around like 10 or so. There wasn't too much of a crowd on the Lakeview Trail, and most of the crowd was hanging out up by where you first get out of the parking lot, in between the Fairmont Hotel and the canoe rentals for the lake there. They get about 20,000 visitors a day, I heard one of the tour guides saying. So it can get super busy up there, and the parking lot was quite full when we were leaving, so I'm glad that we got up early to beat the crowd there. That was really the only thing that we had planned for today, other than taking some showers, which we already did, had a nice lunch. We were going to start packing up because today is our last day in Banff National Park. Tomorrow morning, we are going to head up to Jasper National Park, taking the Icefields Parkway and making several stops along the way. But we've got an unexpected little trip. So last night, we had dinner at the Truffle Pig in Field, British Columbia, about half hour from here. And Raeleen accidentally left her hat underneath the table, her favorite hat, with all her pins and stuff on it. We called the restaurant slash hotel, and they did find it, so they're holding it for us. So we're going to go and retrieve that, and we figured while we're out there, we'll hit up the Yoho National Park, as Field is right in the middle of Yoho Visitor Center. We were not able to hit the Yoho Visitor Center yesterday because by the time we got done with all our sightseeing and hiking yesterday, the visitor center was closed. So we're going to get to catch that. We're also going to be keeping an eye out for animals along the way. We have now seen black bears 3 days in a row. The one that we saw today, we weren't able to get any pictures of because it's currently illegal, not allowed to stop on the Lake Louise Road. They're doing a bunch of construction there, and plus it's really heavy traffic even without the construction, so they don't want people stopping along the road to take pictures of wildlife. So we kept it moving there. Plus there wasn't really anywhere to pull over anyways. It was kind of on the edge of a steep drop-off there. So we're going to head out, and we'll be back later.
We are at Lake Louise just after 5 a.m. for sunrise. We beat most of the crowds. People are still starting to filter in. Daniel's covered in a blanket. Pretty cool. Let's get this set up for time lapse.
we've just finished hiking to the far end of Lake Louise. Got up extra early, made it to the lake, the crowds. Got here at 5, watched the sunrise. You can see a famous Fairmont Hotel in the background behind us. Now that the sun is up, a little harder to tell from this angle with the sun shining directly at the camera. But we'll see it better as we go back around the lake. The colors, the famous blue and turquoise colors of the lake are finally starting to show. It really needs the direct sunlight to reflect off of the rock flour that's suspended in the lake from the glaciers grinding up the rocks into a fine powder that when the glaciers start to melt here in the summer, goes drains into the lake and creates the really awesome iconic colors that you can see here. Probably saw it a little bit better in the hyperlapse walking up here. It's much more visible facing away from the sun right now. What do you guys think so far?
It was very beautiful.
It's one of the probably the easiest hike that we've done. It's the lakeshore. Yeah, it's very flat around there. Not like too. Yeah. During sunrise, you didn't quite see the iconic colors, but had some awesome reflection. Very still, and you could see the mountains reflected in the lake. I think we got some awesome pictures. Can't wait to see how those turned out. All right, I think we're gonna probably start heading back towards the beginning of the trail now, back towards the hotel, and get a few more pictures from that end now that the sun is creating those awesome colors.
Retrieved Raeleen's favorite hat. The restaurant had it, and her waitress recognized her from last night and the hat and got it to her right away. I also checked out the Yoho National Park Visitor Center in Field, British Columbia here. Got
Got a
couple extra magnets to add to the fridge in the trailer. And now we are ready to head back to camp. That's the end of day 7. We've had a pretty long day. We've all been up since 4 a.m. We got up to watch the sunrise at Lake Louise. So if you were at Lake Louise on the morning of June 7th, 2024, between about 5 a.m. and 9 or 10ish, make sure you look closely to see if you spot yourself in the video, and if you do, leave a comment and say hi. Let us know what section of the video you saw yourself in. If you enjoyed today's video, what should they do?
You guys should like and subscribe.
Remember to do what he said, because we've still got a lot more coming up. We're all packed up and ready to go. We spent a good chunk of the day packing up and didn't do a whole lot else. We did go rescue Raeleen's hat and check out the Yoho National Park Visitor Center. But other than that, we just kind of relaxed when we got back and made sure that everything was ready to go. So all we got to do in the morning is pack the beds up here and get the generator inside, and then go. We're already hooked up to Big Ramatha and ready to go as soon as everybody's awake, and had breakfast and put everything away. So we'll be heading to Jasper National Park tomorrow. We're gonna take our time. Normally, I think that's about a 2.5, maybe 3-hour drive, but we'll kind of make a couple stops and see some sights along the way, or at least sites that we can find parking with the trailer in tow, because they're kind of far from Banff and kind of far from Jasper, so we didn't want to have to spend a lot of time driving back and forth to see these from either location. We want to spend a little bit of time seeing them on the way. We're going to go and check out Peyto Lake. That's going to be our first stop. And then, if we see anything else, we might stop as well. But our next stop before our next camp is going to be the Athabasca Glacier. So both of those locations look like they have parking lots that are friendly for RVs, or where we can fit our big trailer in. So hopefully that works out well for us. Beautiful day all day today. Wonderful weather. It actually got kind of warm. It was pretty cold in the morning. We started out below freezing, and then as the day progressed, we were taking layers off and actually feeling like might be getting a little bit sunburnt a couple times, but I think we did all right. And then tomorrow's weather should be just as beautiful when we get up to our next campground in Jasper. Again, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.